Welcome into Journey to the New Earth. I'm Kimberly. I'm so glad you're here tonight. If the world seems a little bit crazy, you're in the right place because that's why I called up my friend Cindy and I said, we need to talk about what's going on the planet. Cindy Edison, how are you?
I'm okay. I am faring. The more information I get, the better I feel.
Good.
But
Cindy
it's
Edison, of
weird.
course, is here with Joseph, is
Yeah,
the collective that
always.
she channels. So we'll be hearing from both of them tonight. She has a very fluid way of channeling. In other words, it's just it's right there for her. So
Yeah.
here's the deal. The world seems crazy to me, and what I wanna say is I am a healthy individual, I have a great life, have a comfortable home, I have a car, I have a food in the refrigerator, I can pay my bills, and yet I still feel a little stressed out, and I'm the original chill pill girl. So talk to us about that. It seems like there's no even ground or, that kind of thing where you can kind of predict the future or there's a
Yeah.
sense of, sameness. It doesn't seem like we have that anymore.
Well, we really never had sameness, which is part of the problem because we are all unique. And when we try to, I know what you're saying, but when we try to make it sameness, are you talking sameness or saneness?
Both, I think it's like that, "Oh, Christmas is coming. Oh, the winter is coming." In
The
other words,
regular norm you're
yeah,
talking
the
about? The
sense of
norm?
comfort in
Mm,
being able to count on the future, and
yeah.
not necessarily that things didn't pop up, but it was a sense of sort of predictability, and now it just
Yeah.
seems like the next minute something wild could happen,
Yeah. That's
you
true.
know?
That's true right now. And from this from our perspective, the Joseph perspective, this is a normal normal by their standards. Excuse me, I still have a little bit of a cold, so which is another thing that happened in the past 3 weeks, which is odd for me, but normal. So what's happening, as we know, that this shift in consciousness is happening, and we are at the precipice. Now, when we say the precipice of the next dimension, the next realm of experience, which is the fourth dimension, is what we've called it. Humans have named it the fourth dimension. It's the next step for humans. So, of course, there is no predicting anymore because we are now, hopefully, consciously co creating this next step. That's what this whole segment of our journey is about. Remember, we are moving into from a physical world to a vibrational experience, which is why we're constantly me pounding alignment, alignment, alignment. If this is a vibrational shift, and everything about this shift is vibrational, and when you don't incorporate a vibrational understanding into your daily life, it's all new to us.
Yeah,
You really can't understand anything. But what's playing out now in the world, it's crazy. It's crazy.
it is.
Is that we stand on the precipice. So here we are on the edge of the third dimension of contrast, where all the chaos is, where the vibrations that are available to choose from, and in the third dimension, we have not been choosing consciously. We didn't know how to do that,
Right.
right? So everything we've created up to this point has been dominantly created from the contrast, which is why it's what I would call a mess here. You know, as Joseph, we would say it is a manifestation of your dominant creative force collectively, out of alignment, out of alignment vibrational agreement, which causes chaos. These things that we're experiencing in the third dimension, war and famine and abuse and fighting, everybody's fighting, fighting, yelling. That doesn't happen in alignment because there's no contrast to the vibration of who we are there. It's all love.
Well, so could you move your microphone up to your mouth just a little bit? Someone was
Sorry.
saying it was a little, thanks.
Sorry.
One of the things that came up for me when you were contrasting the fourth dimension to the third dimension is that I think that as a collective, we looked at reality as physicality.
Mm,
In other words, the physical happened first, and then we responded to the physical.
right.
Whereas what we're moving into is a vibrational creation of our reality that is in alignment with where we are. Is that closer to what you're seeing?
Well, kind of. The physical reality has never been created in the physical without first being created in the non physical.
Right, but we didn't
But
know
our
that.
perspective, that's right.
Yeah,
Because we are dominantly creating from the contrast, which means we're creating from everything outside of us. What we see, what we hear, what we touch. Oh, it must be this because it feels like this. So now we're moving consciously. This next segment is a conscious choosing. It must be done consciously. It has to be done consciously. And that means that we have to make conscious choices about what we prefer to experience. Because what you're really creating is not only a manifestation, every manifestation that is physical was non physical first,
right.
but we are creating an experience. That's what we're creating. Every manifestation that you create is an experience. And when you begin to shift your perspective about it and look at it that way, that okay, I'm creating an experience. What experience do I want to create? It's not what car do I want to drive, which, when I think about the car I want to drive, I see myself driving it, but I'm experiencing that creation. I'm experiencing that ride. So every manifestation, beginning with our emotions, is an experience. It's a vibrational agreement. It's what we're sending out from the physical world, right? You, as a physical person, you are sending out a dominant vibration of you. You're a blended being, and you are a blending of the third dimensional vibrations of contrast and also of your soul that's constant and consistent. And in every moment, if you're not paying attention, and even when you are, they're like this. And so it's your focus that brings you into alignment. You're always in alignment with something.
Yeah, yeah. So, one question I have is, as humans in physical form, are we becoming more sensitive to vibration and frequency than maybe we were 10 years ago?
No question. Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people who are not on this path yet, are not awakened to this yet, but it happens in many ways. The experiences that we have, I have people around me that say it's just weird. Something weird's going on. I don't know what it is, right? And they say it just feels weird, but they don't understand that it's a vibration that feels uncomfortable. I said to Joseph a couple weeks ago, this is just weird. And we've been going through this shift for a long time, but as we become more and more aware of it, we begin to experience it more. And so I'm asking a lot of questions. And I said, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know how this is supposed to feel. So how do I make sense of this? And they said, of course you don't know how it's supposed to feel because you've not experienced it before. That's why we say, allow us to guide you. You must allow us to guide you. So that's where the feeling comes in. So we were talking yesterday about, or Saturday, I don't remember what, I don't know what day it is, about all this stuff that's been going on and how we're feeling lately, just like you. I'm comfortable, I'm happy, I have a couple of bucks in the bank, I have a car, and I'm feel secure, I can say that, in the third dimension, but I'm still feeling lost, feeling lost don't want to do anything. I'm sleeping a lot, which is, I mean, I'm in bed a lot. I'm not sleeping. I haven't slept in a long time, but I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't know what to do with myself. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything. And Joseph has been telling me for a long time, and I'm not alone in this. You're in it with me. And probably 50 of my clients say the same thing in the past 2 months. And what Joseph said to me just yesterday, they've been telling me all along, this is time for you to expand. Everybody hear this. This is time for the teachers, the way showers, the light workers, whatever you want to call yourself. If you are guiding others, and we all are, vibrationally at least, that this is a time for us to expand into the new version of us. And that version, every time you shift your perspective about something, you create a new aspect of yourself because now you are reaching out, calling out for a new vibrational delivery. To turn my fan on, sorry. So there's always a new way to go, and we're choosing it all the time. So we have got to expand, the teachers, everybody who's teaching, we have to expand first. Esther always said, we're all on the leading edge. Yes, because we need to experience. This is all about experiencing. We need to experience it first and then show and then example it for others. And we are all constantly discovering, constantly. So when I was talking to Joseph about it yesterday, they said this period, they referred to it as a mapping period. And I said, that's cool. Now, there's a little background that goes with this of stuff they've been teaching me, but um, we are, we teach the process of creation as, you know, they taught me as a visualization first and creating an experience from the position of alignment, which is no limits. There's no in there. So, and I have many pathways that I've created of things I want to experience in my life, different places I want to go, different places I want to live, and what they look like, and how I feel when I'm in those spaces and what I'm doing. I put myself in the space, but I'm building these pathways. And this is how we are creating we collectively are creating a pathway toward the new earth, toward the next realm of experience. So when they said to me yesterday, this is a mapping, it's a map to your next step. Okay. So, we're eternal. So there's not a first step to anything, there's always a next step. It's just the next step. And this next step is a co creative process. And the co creation is us allowing the pathway to unfold. So it's a mapping. So they said, and this is an ongoing conversation. So this started probably a year ago when I wasn't experiencing what I was hearing other teachers talk about. Well, you must do this and you must do this and you have to do it this way and you have to be this. And if you don't feel this, you're not doing it right. And I went, I'm not doing anything right then. And Joseph said, that's not ever the case. Your process of your own evolution, your unique evolution, is to be experienced any way you choose. Any way you choose. So we know where we're going now, kind of. We know we're moving forward. We know we're moving into a realm of experience where there is more experience of love. Remember, the fourth dimension is when we are dominant in the soul vibration of us, which means we are creating from the soul vibration more than we are the contrast. So everything shifts, everything flips. And so that's the pathway forward. That's the destination. Destinations in every moment. So that's where we're going. So you can choose, I can choose, anybody, everybody chooses, how do you want to experience the next step? It's up to you.
What you said earlier about not feeling like doing anything, not feeling necessarily motivated. I feel the same way. In other words, it's almost as though my energy's sort of in this weird holding pattern,
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
or I feel like maybe I just need to sit and
B.
and just be for a
Yeah.
little while.
Yeah.
And it's almost, if I could make an analogy, I'm in a car, it's at night, and I can see the road in front of me with the headlights of my car. I'm out in the desert, there's nothing else, just the road. It's like the road has dropped away,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm still moving forward, but I'm not.
You don't know where you're going. Yeah. Yes, you're in the perfect spot. Yay. That's right.
It
That's
doesn't
right.
feel perfect, but I can understand that what Joseph said is that we're moving. Of course, you don't know this. You haven't
Yeah.
done it. Well, we have in other, you know, forms, but in this
Yeah. Not in this
incarnation,
aspect, not as this aspect. Yeah.
right. So it almost feels like I'm stepping into the abyss a little bit. And I also do feel like I have this free floating sort of anxiety in my body,
Yep.
but I don't know that it's me. I almost wonder, am I picking this up because we're all just a little bit more sensitive right now because the whole planet's a little bit
A lot of
stressed
fear.
out.
Yeah. A lot of fear. A lot of fear. The whole world. Yeah. Well, because the shift doesn't just affect us, it's universal. It's a universal shift. So it's happening, and you can choose to experience it any way you want. So you can look at it as you are, and I certainly have and do sometimes still. You can look at it as if you're stepping into an abyss because that's what it feels like for the human. That's what
Right.
it feels like because the human, we have been shifting our consciousness ever since we stepped foot in here. Every time we came back, we're shifted consciousness every time, every time. But this time we're shifting into a different realm we have no experience in. There's no frame of reference for us. So we feel kind of lost, which is why this is also another reason to get in touch with your soul, your guides, whoever you're talking to, and allow the guidance. Allow the guidance. This is where we become more blended. That's why this has to be conscious. And this is why we channel like this, is to example the blending of the vibrations, the soul vibration of me and the human vibration of me. They said when we were talking about it yesterday, they said it's like making a cake, Cindy. They always take me back to the kitchen because I love cake. So they said, when you're making a cake, you put the flour in, right? Now I use a mix and I haven't baked a cake in a long time, but so you put these elements in: flour, oil, I don't know what else, water, whatever, and they are all different things until you put them in the bowl and then you begin to blend. What do the instructions say? Blend until smooth. And then when it's blended, you can't tell what's the flour and what's the egg and what's the water. It becomes a different aspect. And then you put it in the oven, and it's a different aspect yet again. So, this is what we're doing. We're blending our vibration so we can move forward. We need to move into a vibrational space. We need to understand it vibrationally. And the way you do that is to get more in touch with the non physical vibration that is you,
Yeah.
you know? And the more you blend that, the more alignment you experience.
I was thinking about, it's often said that a lot of souls wanted to be on Earth right now, and not everybody got to be here. There was a limited number of bodies. I think the people that probably were selected or ended up being here are super flexible or are more flexible because you've got to be extraordinarily flexible right now to be able to even hang in this whole deal.
Well, if you know what's going on, a lot of people don't, they just think not, it's just a lot of people have no idea what's going
I know
on. I mean,
it.
really have no idea. It's shocking to me. They have no idea. But
No idea.
again, it's the
No idea.
purpose. Um, it's the purpose that you come with. And I don't know. I've heard that too before that, I mean, we all hear a lot of things and a lot of people get a lot of different messages. Of course, we're all unique, and but my understanding, and what we teach is that everything is choice. If you wanted to be here, it's a choice. If you are purposed, remember everything that the universe does, everything your soul does, everything that God does has a purpose, never for naught.
Right.
Everything has a purpose. So it's just, I don't know. It's always for the individual evolution first.
Yeah.
Always,
Yeah.
for the individual evolution first. Because when you're evolving, I'm evolving.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so Monica Luna has a question. May I ask, will we embody more of our soul essence, or will another part of our soul step forward?
Ask if we will embody more of ourselves. Yes, that is what the blending is. The soul of us, the soul of you, Monica, and the soul of me, and the soul of Kimberly, very unique. But that's where the oneness is. So the blending is, you have to think about the consciousness as aspects. Okay, so we refer to God as the collective soul, and the soul of me is unique to me as it is to you, as your soul is to you. And this aspect that is me, the human, the physical aspect of my non physical soul, unique to the soul. But those vibrations are very different. They're very different because you are You are dominant. Any aspect, including the soul aspect, is always experiencing the realm of consciousness where its dominant vibration is. There must be vibrational agreement. So we humans will be in the third dimension until we are not dominant in the contrasting vibrations any longer, enter the fourth dimension. As soon as we shift our perspective to be, all right, think about these two things. All right, so we got these, there's a lot more vibration, but we're going to boil it down here too, right? We got our soul vibration and we got our human vibration. Okay, and we're blending, and in every moment a dominant vibration is calling out. If you are angry all the time, or jealous all the time, or upset or sick, or all of that is vibration of the contrast. It's all in contrast to the vibration of who you really are as a soul. The more, we'll use Monica's words, the more you embody the essence of your soul, what we would call calling into and expanding your awareness to include more of the vibration of your soul. This is the conscious part of choosing. Excuse me. The more of that essence becomes the blended dominant part of you. So when we are in the third dimension, as we have been for eons of time, the dominant creative force of the physical aspect has been that of the contrast. Look around, you can see it. As we move toward, consciously choose to move toward the vibration of the soul more so, meaning choosing love, choosing love, choosing love, choosing peace, seeking, choosing those things, choosing to participate in only those things that, are joyful, and creating joy for yourself. You begin to blend your vibration where you are now dominantly, naturally, normally creating from the soul's vibration. So then when you get to 51% of your blending consistent in the soul vibration, you have stepped into the fourth dimension, and it's all downhill from there, we say. And then and when we're on the precipice of the fourth and fifth dimension, we move into the fifth dimension, there's no contrast. So we're moving 51% soul, 49% contrast. This is simplified, obviously. And then the more we focus, and we're drawing constantly from love and not the contrast, then, it's 60-40, 75-25. And then we're on the precipice of 99-1. And then we step over, we'll be in the same position then as we are now, shifting consciousness. But it will be a much, I want to say easier from the human perspective. It's easy. It'll be easier because we know what we're walking into. When you start consciously creating from love as opposed to contrast, you say, holy shit, this is really cool. And I know that I can do this. And you acknowledge yourself as a creator. Powerful creators we are. It's all
Yeah.
vibrational.
Yeah. So is everyone going, or are
Of
we
course.
splitting off into different reality systems?
Well, everybody lives a different reality, first of all. Your reality is very different from mine, and very different from Monica's, and very different from everybody because we're unique vibrations. And, we have to understand too that we are eternal. So the physical vibration of you, who you are now, and the physical vibration of me, we have been accumulating since we stepped foot in this dimension, eons of time ago. Physical vibration stays with us. Now we evolve, we tweak it, we change it. We have different experiences that shift us. We're shifting consciousness all the time. The soul vibration is consistent, ever expanding in love, but consistent. So we would say that this aspect of us, the physical human aspect, everyone will evolve, of course, over time. But
Right.
remember, the time frame is eternal because we are eternal. Time frame is eternity. So people that call us crazy right now won't call us crazy, maybe in 10 minutes, I don't know.
Forever.
But, next lifetime, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's an evolution.
I wonder if I'm trying to describe what you described earlier, that sense of just not really
Uh,
wanting to do stuff.
yeah.
It's like I still am doing stuff, but I'm not as motivated as
Yeah.
I used to be. There's not that much energy behind it. Maybe it's just a sense that this is not where I want to be, but I don't really know the next step yet. It's
Yeah.
almost as though I'm in this holding pattern. Do you feel the
Yeah.
same thing?
Absolutely. For months. Yeah. For months.
Okay.
And so what they told me yesterday, a revelation for me, because I've been saying the same thing. How come I don't feel like doing anything? I have tried so many times to sit down and do a recording, and I say, forget it, I'm not doing it. Because I will
I'm
never
not
force
into it.
myself to do anything. Yeah, I won't do that. But, and I always say to Joseph, why can't I? Why can't? Well, stop thinking about why you can't, Cindy. What can you do? You can map it out. So when they said that yesterday, I understood that they've been telling me for months, this time is for you. It's time for you because we are teaching shifting. Consciously choose to shift. Consciously make different choices based on what you want to experience. And it's not something that happens overnight. It is something that we have to choose. And you have to be of a mindset of choosing. So it's a time for us to shift. So when they said map out how you want to experience, Cindy, they said, you've been building these pathways, roadways to manifestations, to places things I want to do. And they said, this is the thing you want to do. It's the evolutionary process. All these things are part of it, obviously. But map out. So, some people, me sometimes, write it down, write it down. A lot of people teach that. Write down your vision, write it down. And I'll tell you, I just moved. I moved the beginning of July, and I came across this writing I did just over the weekend, back a week before I found this place. And I was having trouble finding a place. And I said, it's got to have this, 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 and this. And so I finally wrote it down. I typed it on my laptop, said, this is where I'm going to be living. This is going to have this, this, this. I found it exactly. It's exactly where I ended up. And I was dumbfounded. I was dumbfounded. And I went, oh my God, look, that really works. Usually I'm too lazy to write it down. But and this is what they're talking about. But say, okay, I know I'm shifting. Okay, so we say this. We know we're going through this shift. We know where we're heading. We don't know what it looks like, what it feels like, but I know that it's going to be a love journey. It's going to be a journey of love. So, how do I want to experience it? Well, I said, oh, okay, well, that's different. I'm going to experience it as an adventure that is exciting. The treasure hunt. The treasure hunt came in for me. I always call it the treasure hunt because we're going to find only things that are manifest from love. Don't know what it is, but who cares? It's from love, right? It's going to be great. And I'm going to allow Joseph to guide me on this journey. Trusting. Trusting is well, it's always important. But
Yeah.
right now, it's trusting. It's trusting.
Okay, Odette has a question. And I think this is on everybody's mind. I'm sure it is, at least to some level. Should we continue to alert people who don't see anything? In other words, are not aware of what's going on and who will take another shot?
Take another shot. I'm not sure what take another shot means. I'm going to say that you want to keep trying. We'll say this. When we discover how wonderful it is, when we discover the possibilities, we want everybody to know it. We want everybody to see what we see. And they don't. You can't make anybody see something. So again, this next segment of our journey, example, 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 example. I've been trying to people tell people, I take every chance. I'm a real pain in the neck too, because I'll say, well, what do you say that? Don't say that, because if you say that, this is what happens. And when you say that, you're building yourself up, and they say, oh, shut up. Just shut up. I don't want to hear that now. Okay. I'm constantly trying to get somebody to see. When there is an opening, I take it. But we get annoying. I can get very annoying because when people don't want to hear you, they can't hear you. And, again, the vibrational aspect is very important because when people are on a different vibrational plane, they cannot hear you. A lot of us are we're saying we're very lonely now. Friends have dropped away. People don't want to see us anymore. I'm alone most of the 99% of the time. I'm alone by myself. And it was hard in the beginning. But what they explained to me is as you're shifting and moving to other realms, when when you shift your perspective, you're creating a new you. Subtle. It's such subtle movement. But when you do that, we are not in vibrational agreement with these people anymore. Some people, sometimes family, you know, and we try to make it work and it just doesn't. It's like, we say you have to leave your third dimensional beliefs here where they belong. You can't take them with you or they'll block you from getting in. It's a square peg in the round hole thing all over again. There's no vibrational agreement. So it's the acceptance and the understanding that vibrational agreement is everything, is the manifestational process. And so when someone doesn't want to hear you, they don't understand. You have to say it to yourself, you have to say it's just a different level of awareness. They just haven't gotten it yet. They will in their own unique way. Everybody will. Example, example, example. It's the best teacher.
The only thing that's worked for me, and I've had that same level of frustration, and I still get it today when someone will say something to me and I'm thinking, are you not even the slightest bit aware of what's going on the planet?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
And
shocking.
the only thing, and and I'm much more kind to family members because I love them,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have familiar love for them.
yeah.
And I found the only thing that works for me is to say, in my mind, their soul is working on different stuff
Yes.
than what your soul
Beautiful.
is working on.
Yeah, it's
And that's
beautiful.
the only thing that will allow me to let go the desire to shove 19 video links down their throat
Yeah,
and still love them
yeah,
and be able to just love them and delight in them. Their soul is working on different stuff. Not everybody's here learning the same stuff.
yeah.
We're all learning
Well,
different
that's
stuff.
right. That's
Yeah.
absolutely because everybody evolves uniquely, you know? So we just have to, you know, we put a post out the other day, that said something like, there is no one more evolved than anyone else. It's a judgment call, you know.
Mhm.
Just because we talk about this stuff doesn't mean we're more evolved than the homeless guy sitting on the street. He came here, or she, with a purpose to experience something. And so the judgment, you know, judging other people, they know things we don't know, and we know things they don't know. So everybody, everybody's on their own path. Everybody's on their own path. So it's an acceptance, it's an acceptance thing on that side, and to focus on your own journey and share what you can, your experiences, but no one will experience Joseph like I do,
Right.
and no one will experience your soul like you do, you know. So, you can only offer when people ask. I mean, you can offer all the time, we
I
offer it
know.
all the time. And we ignore a lot of people. I ignore a lot of people. Nah, I don't want to listen to that anymore. And they just roll their eyes, even if when I'm on the phone, I can hear the eyes rolling. Oh God, here she
You
goes
can
again.
sense it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have another complaint. This whole night's about complaints or challenges, probably. There was a time in my life, maybe, 20s, 30s, early 40s, where the world seemed kind of workable and doable and
Yeah.
pleasant, and there was opportunities and there were fun stuff. In the last several years, and particularly, Cindy, in the last few months and few weeks, what I see now is so disturbing.
Yeah.
And part of it, I'm sure, is because, as you've been saying and other people have been saying, it's all coming to the surface.
Mm.
You know, everything's going to be revealed, and it is being revealed, and it's very disturbing.
Yeah.
And I look around and I see so much pain and struggle and heartache and just
Anger.
vicious behavior
Yeah. It's awful.
that I would never even. It's like I go in my bedroom and I sit there and I think, I just want everybody to be happy. I want
Yeah.
everybody to be loving. I want sweet. I want soft. I want pretty. That's, and what I'm seeing around me is so distressing.
Yeah.
How do we, what have you got for us about how, it's like I look at the world and I think, this feels like hell.
Yeah. It
And
does.
I want kittens and cookies and sweet music.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we would say surround yourself with that when you can. Um, but yeah, it's true. It's very disturbing, and I have been crying, if I'm saying this, um, in the past 3 months more than I think I've cried my entire life, and I'm probably going to start right now. I went through a period, and still a little bit, so disappointed in humanity, just overwhelming disappointment where I couldn't contain. And Joseph said, I said, how do I stop feeling like this? I mean, it was this ultimate sadness. I was just so sad. How can this be? It's not supposed to be like this. And the more aware we become, the more of that we see.
Yeah.
And the key is to shift your perspective about it. You have to shift your perspective about it. It's the only way to get out. And the soul's perspective, of course, doesn't see that. Your soul doesn't see the pain. The soul sees an out of alignment manifestation. And that's really all it is. Remember, everybody is eternal. The universe is eternal. So the horrible the horrible things that we do to each other, the way we treat each other, and I mean, it's so hard to even for me to talk about. It's horrible. I mean, I've been crying. I just can't even. I I don't even know. But you know, to shift your perspective, which is part of the shifting of the blended being, is seeing from the soul's eyes. The soul only sees love and sees it's like looking at a toddler who hits his sister. As a parent, you go, no, what are you doing? What are you doing? The toddler's, I don't know what I'm doing. You know, it's an awareness level, and it's that's the only thing that we can say is to shift your perspective, because the more you focus on the way it is, the more you see the way it is.
Yeah.
you know so as you shift your perspective, you're shifting your dominant creative force within you. So when you start to see things, this being only one of unlimited opportunities to shift and create a different reality for yourself. So when you shift your perspective and say, this is an out of alignment situation, I see it. I see it now. I see it as out of alignment choices. Takes the fear out, and ultimately will take the anger out, you know, and you say, I understand that they don't understand. They don't understand what they're doing, or they wouldn't do it.
Yeah. That's where they don't understand the whole picture, and then I look at it and think, "What a wonderful lesson in what not to do."
Yeah.
It's like I look at us as a collective, and as we grow and shift, and I think humanity, Earth humans are phenomenal. I mean, we are so incredible,
Yeah.
and we are learning so much as a collective right now that, 1,000 years from now, 5,000 years from now, we can say with authority, we've done that and it doesn't work. We know that we know that path
You
and it
think
doesn't
so, right?
work.
Although we're seeing things today that they did 5,000 years ago, and we're still trying to do them. We're going, what are you doing that for? You know?
Well, there's probably competing goals
Well,
here.
the intention, yeah, it's the intention. What's your intention? You know,
Freedom,
when you
love.
create something, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of what's happening now, the intention is not love, obviously, or we'd be
It's
seeing more
power
love.
and
However,
control.
we are seeing a lot of love now. I have started recently, when I started watching closely what's going on, anger. Oh, mad. And I'm just mad. I'm just mad. And I said, wait a minute, this is bad. And I think that's why I got sick. In fact, I know it is. So, I got this terrible head cold, haven't been sick in, I can't remember, like 15, 20 years, never get sick. And all of a sudden, I got this head cold that won't go away. Like, what the hell is this? And Joseph said, get back in alignment.
Yeah.
Get back in alignment.
Every
Yeah.
time I get upset, I get sick. Every
Yes.
single time.
Yes. Because you
It's
throw
like
your whole
clockwork.
body off.
Uh,
Yes. Yeah. And I started coming back in and I started getting better. And as you shift your perspective about things like this, the human side of us, of course, is always there, but the soul side should be the dominant side. In fact, it has to be if we want to move forward. It has to be. And the more you shift your perspective, this is a shift in perspective from the third
mhm.
dimensional contrasting perspective to the soul's perspective of love. And when you do that, you are creating from a different place. You're calling in different vibrations. You know, when we're constantly focused on the news, the lack of news, whatever it is, when you're constantly focused on all the fighting that's going on, you are also calling out, that's your dominant vibration, if that's what your focus is, you know? And you're saying, why is he saying that? Why is she saying that? Why are they doing that? What'd you do that for? What's going on? You know, and you're working yourself up, and the vibration that is causing that physical manifestation within you, your words, your intentions, is to fight, you're out of alignment.
Well, sometimes I'll look, Cindy, around, like on social media, particularly on X,
Mm.
and I will see people very engaged in investigative reporting or battling in court or working with the law structure. And I'll think that's their mission this
Yeah.
time around. They're learning those lessons. They're going through those challenges, that drama, because that's what they're doing. You're not. You
Right.
don't need to,
Right.
you don't need to go down that road. And I think, well, am I doing sitting on the couch thinking about kittens?
It's a good thing because that keeps you in joy.
And when I check in with my soul, she's laughing.
Of course.
And yet as a human, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, we've got to, fix
Yeah.
this. People are in pain. People are
Yeah.
sad. People are,
Yeah. Hurting.
I know.
Yeah. But we also see a rising up. We're
Yes.
seeing it. We're seeing the rising up. When I see 50,000 or 100,000 people gathered in one venue chanting, "We love you," something's happening. And
Yeah.
I'm seeing that a lot. And I'm seeing a lot of Jesus talk. I'm seeing a lot of God talk, loving that. I'm loving it, loving it. When, this nation under God, indivisible, under God, indivisible, not out of alignment. Out of alignment, it's divisible.
Yeah.
Under God, it's one. It's got to bring God back.
I'm seeing a lot of people calling out control systems
Mm,
that were just taken for granted, this is just the way it is.
mm,
And people are saying, "You know what? This is ridiculous. We've been doing this for decades." And, things like taxes and the Federal Reserve and,
ridiculous.
things that I know are all about a control mechanism, but other people are all of a sudden saying, "Wait a minute, that's
Yeah,
not such a good thing." So the awareness seems to be filtering through
sure.
much more than it was even 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Every aspect, every aspect. When it starts to filter through government, I mean, look at how many areas government is involved in everything.
Everything,
Everything.
everything. You
So when
cannot
it's
go fish in a stream without the
right,
government wanting to count your fish.
that's right. That's right. Exactly. So when it starts at the top and we start questioning the people who we supposedly elect to govern, not to control, to govern, and then we start looking at it and we go, holy crap, how did that get like that? Because we were not paying attention. So it's time to bring it back, and it's certainly a struggle because people don't like change.
Well, I think they're more open to it now because they're seeing
The
the
definitely
the
the more we see
inequality
it,
or the
yeah,
things they don't want to do anymore.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. A lot of people waking up. Yeah.
the scales have definitely tipped.
Yes.
And it doesn't
Yes.
matter, what team you're on. There's there's too much. I started thinking about laws the other day. It's like, do we ever go in and clean out the old laws? It's like a
No.
spice cabinet. You just keep throwing spices in there, and 10 years down the
And then
road,
they
you
start
wonder,
to smell.
yeah, it's like, and you got these crumbs all over, and you think, why did I even
Yeah.
buy this? I feel
Yeah.
like that's the way it is with government regulations and laws. We just keep throwing
Yeah.
more in there, and now we're
Of course.
drowning in them.
Of course. Yeah.
This is not
Because
a
it's
this is not a system that works.
no, it's not, because it's out of alignment, you know?
Yes,
I mean, Joseph said a long time ago, the only laws that will be governing in the new earth are the universal laws, because
right.
it's in alignment. There's no need, because when we start making laws to control people, to stop things, we're focused on stopping. So we make a law to stop this, and then we make another law to stop what we're stopping. And then we make another law to stop what we're stopping. Who's stopping this? And it's just crazy. I mean, it's ridiculous,
Yeah.
you know?
I thought it
So,
would be a good idea to raise people who had integrity, and then you wouldn't need laws.
when people are in alignment, you don't need laws, because
Yeah.
you wouldn't even consider, you wouldn't consider thinking about doing what is
What
happening
people
out
do.
there.
So Little Bitty Drunk Monkey, which is the best screen name
Little bitty
ever.
drunk monkey. I love
I've
that.
I've s I say that every time. You
It's
ladies are spot
adorable.
on. Everything you're chatting about is exactly what I ponder constantly. I think we
Yay.
all are pondering
Good for
this
you,
stuff.
drunk monkey. Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody, I think a lot of people are now. They're starting to say, you know what? Just what you just said. That's not working. What else you got? What else
Yeah.
you got out there? You know?
Uh-huh.
Well, you have to think in terms of your soul, your creator, your source. What is it? What do they have? What do you have to offer us? Because we're dying down here, you know?
We are, but, was this created for the ultimate lessons? It's like when you really wanna find out what doesn't work, go to Earth.
Well, it's we created all, first of all, and it was the experience of the third dimension was the underlying purpose, of course, is to expand the universe, is
Mhm.
to expand your soul, to expand you, the aspect, to expand every other aspect. It's big, it's unlimited expansion. So just like any realm, the next realm we go into, the fourth, will be experiencing the same thing from a different perspective. So when we first got here, we were created this aspect. The soul, God created us, this specific aspect, to experience this specific realm of contrast. So because we expand the universe, you expand your soul, the aspect, by choosing love. Now, took us, I don't know, billions of years to learn this or to understand it, actually to discover it, that when we create from love, when we understand who we really are as love, and we begin to create from the loving vibration, we create where we're moving to, a new earth. And so all the expansion that has happened since we got here, since we stepped foot into this place, we had no idea who we were, which is the point. Now, they say it's like, telling your 4-year-old on the first day of school, go find out something, go discover something,
Yeah.
go discover something. And they walk in blind and they go, oh, wow,
Yeah.
But we walked in and we went, wow, looking outside, why we have five senses. Our senses are physical to negotiate the physical world, and we started creating from outside of ourselves. Now, this next step, we begin to say, oh, wait a minute, we are creators that create from inside of ourselves first. We create vibrationally, non physically first, and we experience it in the physical world. And this is what takes us to the next step, is that
Yeah.
understanding, really.
So how long is this gonna last?
I
What does
don't
Joseph
know.
say? How long? Are we doing good? Are we almost there?
We're doing phenomenally. It's beautiful. There is no time frame. It's
There
eternal.
is no time frame, but I'll tell you
No.
what, I'm ready for the kittens and the cookies and the sweet
You can
music
have the
and
kittens and the cookies whenever you want.
yeah, it's true, huh?
They
I
told
go
me a
I
long
guess I want everybody to have kittens and cookies.
well, everybody can have kittens and cookies whenever they want. That's the thing, that's the thing. One of the first things Joseph ever told me was surround yourself with things that you love.
Okay.
Surround yourself with the things you love. Joy. Seek joy. We did a post just the other day. It was so good. They did. Well, they did. I put it up, but you know, Jesus said, "Ask and it is given, seek and you shall find, ask and the door will be opened." So we said, ask for peace, seek love. What's the last one? Oh, knock and the doors of wisdom will be open.
Yeah, that's
That's what he
beautiful.
said. And he meant it.
Yeah.
Ask for peace. This is what my prayer for the world is now.
Yeah.
I'm not a big prayer. I don't pray. I focus, but I figured I better start praying because there's I just felt like I had to start. It was weird. It was weird, and I said, okay, how do I do this? What do I don't pray from lack, so how do I do this? And they said, ask for peace.
Mhm.
Peace.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want everybody to be happy.
Yeah.
And when
Yeah.
you're happy, you're peaceful.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. When you're happy, you're in alignment.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Lily's allergic to cats. Well,
That's okay.
get a horse,
You don't
Lily.
have to play with the kittens. You
You don't
can
have to
play
play
with
with the kittens. Bake a
yeah, you can
cake. That's fun.
yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So final words so that, we can the next day and a half will be fine and then we'll get all hummed up
Well,
again.
it's all about perspective. Everybody, it's all about perspective. When you shift your perspective we've all had these experiences where, we're mad or we're hurt, we're crying or whatever, and somebody says something and we go, "Oh, I never thought about it like that
Yeah.
before." It changes everything.
Mhm.
Because when you shift your perspective, remember you're calling out to a different vibration for experience. So we would say, seek your guidance, focus on your own alignment. You know, when you are in alignment, you are helping. When
Yeah.
you're in alignment, you are creating peace for the world, for the
Yeah.
universe.
And isn't that beautiful?
It's so beautiful.
One of the most important things and most helpful things you can do
Yes,
is to just be in alignment.
yes,
That's
yes.
so beautiful. Like what Esther says, one in alignment is more powerful than millions who are not.
Yeah. So right. We love that. It was that statement changed my life years ago when I first heard them say that. It's
Mhm.
beautiful. And it's so true because when you are emanating that love vibration, you are calling out for the creation of it and it affects everybody because that's where we're all connected in
Yeah,
alignment.
it's beautiful.
So beautiful.
Cindy, Edison, and Joseph, thank you so much.
Oh, I love
You
coming on
always
with you. It's so much fun.
so sweet when I ask you to come and save us. You
Oh my
do.
God. Oh, I love it. I love it. I
I
love
get all
talking
the
about
twists and
this.
I call Cindy. It's like, oh my God, please come and
Yeah,
talk
but
to
when
us.
I'm in a twist, I call you too, and I go, Kimberly, what the hell? We all get
Yeah,
twisted.
we all get twisted. It's part of the human thing, but alignment is the best thing we can do for the planet. That is so beautiful.
Yeah, for yourself, get into alignment.
Yeah, get into alignment. That's everybody's assignment for tomorrow.
Yeah,
And
get into
kittens and
alignment.
cookies, except for the one
Get some
who's
cookies
allergic.
and get in alignment. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Wonderful. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us. And if you're looking for your people, come on over and join us on Locals at journeytothenewearth.locals.com. We've got a
Okay.
little group of people, and we all are sweet to each other. Nobody calls anybody a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist. We all get it. So we would love to have you there. Cindy, thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly.
It's
Love you.
always wonderful. I appreciate you so much. All right, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Be in alignment. Cookies and kittens. All right. We'll see you.